Hey there, Steve from Evolution Learning. I'm very excited to announce my new course, Spreadsheet Plus Accounting. And this one focuses on using spreadsheet skills to tackle indirect tax tasks. One of the key areas the examiners say students struggling in Advanced Synoptic is applying accounting knowledge when tackling the spreadsheet tasks. And with just over 50% of students passing the spreadsheet tasks, I aim to tackle this head on with this new course. In this course, I'm going to show you how you can build spreadsheets that can help you to tackle some of the trickiest areas of both indirect tax and spreadsheets, including if statements, nested and simple, data validation, H and V lookups, completing a VAT return, adjustments to be made to the VAT return, tax point dates, special accounting schemes, and many more. You're going to be provided with workbooks, tutorial videos on how to complete the workbooks, and almost 90 additional tasks covering both spreadsheets and indirect tax. Now here's a sneak peek of what you're going to get inside the course. Hey, this is just a quick introduction into how you can use this course. When you first get into the course, you'll see the home screen, and that just gives you a bit of an image here, gives you a bit of blurb about myself. And about the course as well. So you can see in terms of indirect tax, you can see we're covering some of the trickiest areas that the examiner has identified as tricky in the indirect tax exam. So we're covering all of those within this course. And then importantly as well, we're going to be covering a range of AAT's spreadsheet skills. You can see a vast amount of spreadsheet design, validity and accuracy, formulas and functions, and data as well. So we'll be covering all of those throughout this course. A bit of who's this course for, what to do next, and then you can see we've got the course here, and it gives us a tick in terms of which ones we've completed. So I'm just going to quickly show you the welcome. Just click on welcome, it'll take us straight into there. You can see I'll just give you a bit of an introductory 7-minute video, just giving an introduction about what's going to be covered within the workbook and within this course as well. And then if you do have any questions, you can get in touch using the email. So you can just click on that, and that'll open up your preferred email provider as well. So once you've completed each section, if you just click on Mark Complete, and what you'll see happen is it will register up at the top here. We've completed a certain part of it, and then it takes us into the next part. So the next part is how to use the resources and get the most out of this course. Well, that's the video I'm recording at the moment, so obviously that's why that's not there at the moment, but this video will be hosted in this section here. So once we've done that, again, you can click on Complete. And for those who are just headed over because they've seen the YouTube video, they want to have a look at what you get for free. So this is the free taster session. So if you're not sure whether this course is right for you or it covers the areas that you want that are going to help you with indirect tax and advanced synoptic, this is the area where you'll see exactly what you get within the course. I mean, it is only a taster, so it's a shortened version of what you'll find in the course, but it's similar in terms of the type of content that you'll receive throughout the course. So like within the course, you'll get an introduction into what we're going to be covering during this session. And if we just scroll down, you can see we've got the actual workbook that you'll use. You just need to click on download here, and that will download the Excel file for you. And then you can use that along with the tutorial videos. And then you can check the answer here. So if you're feeling brave enough, or you're feeling that you understand some of the areas, you can have a go yourself and check the answers. But I would always advise, when you are working through the workbook, you can utilize the videos that come with each session, and they will talk you through each task. They'll talk you through the tax side of things. I will go through the reference material from indirect tax and talk to you about what's going to be covered in there and how you can use that information to help you with indirect tax questions. But I'll also go through and show you how to use some of the key functions and features within Excel as well. So I'll show you how to use those, and then I'll give you an opportunity to practice those yourself and then check against my answers to see how you've done. So you can see we've got the reference material here for FA 2019, which is what the current indirect tax exams are covering. And again, you can just click on download, and that will provide you with that PDF document. Now you can see here we've got the 2 tutorial videos that go with the 2 tasks within the workbook, so task 1 and task 2. So task 1 in the free taster, we're covering consequences of failing to register for VAT, and then in task 2, we're looking at adjusting accounting transactions in preparation for the VAT return. Now in the introductory video here, it'll also tell you exactly what spreadsheet skills we're going to be covering in order to complete those indirect tax questions. So you can see They're lengthy videos in some cases, and they just break down and they go through each task and each subtask within there as well, and just take you through how to complete those. Like I said, not just from an indirect tax perspective, but also from spreadsheets as well. And then within each of the other sessions, you'll find we have additional practice. So you'll have separate additional practice to cover some of the key areas that we've covered in terms of spreadsheets. So in the taster session, we're going to be looking at data validation, VLOOKUP, basic formulas, and formatting. So you've got an additional workbook here to work through, and then I've provided you with the answers so you can check to see how you've done with those. And once you've completed those, you can take the quiz. Now the quiz here, I'm just going to click on it, it'll take us into it. The quiz is covering indirect tax. So you can see here, I set the pass mark relatively high because I want you to be mastering these concepts. So it's at 85%. You can have them as many goes of these tasks as you'd like. There are 3 questions in this one, again, only because it's the taster session. In the full version of the course, there's around about 10 questions on indirect tax to cover. So each of those sessions, you'll receive an additional 10 questions, plus additional questions on spreadsheets as well. Now in the free taster session, you can see we've got bad debt relief, acquisitions, and accounting adjustments, areas that we've covered within this session. You'll also get to cover those in indirect tax as well. So all we need to do is press on start the quiz, and that will take us into the quiz. Now you can see here, there are multiple choice questions. You'll have the question here, and then you'll just select which of these are the right answer. And you can see it says select all that apply. So I'm just going to randomly select a couple of boxes just to show you how the quizzes work. And again, I'll do the same with this one. I'm selecting all that apply, and then I'll do the same on this one as well. So I haven't necessarily selected the right answers, obviously, because I want you to work on those. Now, once you've completed that, just click on complete quiz. And that will grade the quiz for you as well. And you can see I didn't get any of it right, because I was just literally clicking on the areas. Now, if you do get some of it right, you will only be given a confirmation of what the answer is. But if you do get any of the answers wrong, I'll just show you on this one here. You can see it provides you with what you selected, what the correct answer is, and then it'll give you some detail breakdown as well on why they are the answer. So I tried to put in as much detail as I possibly can. So if you are getting something wrong, at least you can work through the answer, and that will provide you with some extra learning as you're working through these quizzes again. And like I said, unlimited attempts on these quizzes, so you can keep having a go. Obviously, the key really is to make sure you have a go. If you do get something wrong, review and make notes on the answer, and then go back and have another go as well, just to ensure that you can get those right. Now, once you've completed the quiz, you can then just up at the top here, you can see it says return to lesson, and that will take you back to the lesson that you were just on. Okay, so that's the free taster session. So if you've headed over from my YouTube channel and you wanted to take a look at this free taster session, that's what's in there. If you then have any further questions that you might have, you can give me a shout on info@uvolutionlearning.com, and I'll be happy to get back to you and answer any questions that you might have on the course. Okay, so that's the free taster session. So let's take a deeper look at what's in the course itself. So I'm just going to head back over to the main course page. I'm just going to change the view back here to students as well. There we go. Just so you can see as we scroll back down to the bottom here, anything that you cover, you can see it just ticks off to say that they're done. So in the actual course itself, I'll just go through session 1 with you. And you can see each of the sessions, you can see it tells you what each task is covering. So in session 1, we're looking at VAT registration, and we're going to focus on the historic test and the future test. And you can see here as well, that's where we've got the additional practice, those additional spreadsheet tasks, and those additional indirect tax questions as well. So I'll just show you a session 1 so you can see how it's structured within the actual course itself. So the introduction will be an introduction into this session. It'll talk about what's going to be covered in this session from a tax point of view and from a spreadsheet point of view as well. And then just as you scroll down, you'll see you've got the workbooks here as well. So you've got the workbook tasks. So that's all of the tasks that we're going to cover in this session, all within that one workbook. Again, you can just click on download. You've got the answer there as well. So if you are keen to have a go at these yourself before you look at the tutorial videos, the answer is there for you also. And again, in each of the tasks you'll have, in each of the sessions, you'll have access to the reference material, just so it's easy for you to download again if you need to, if you can't remember where you've downloaded it to. And at the end, I always ask if you do have any questions on the course, if you do spot any areas, or you need to check anything with me, I want you to get in touch, and you can get in touch once you're inside the course on just clicking on here, and that'll take you into your email provider, and you can send me an email with any questions that you might have. So again, once you've completed that, you can click on mark complete. As you can see, it says mark incomplete at the moment because I've already done it, but you can mark it incomplete. So I'll just show you now, and you can see it says the lesson introduction is now marked as incomplete. So if I now go down and click on mark complete, you'll see it'll demonstrate that we've made progress up at the top here, and then it takes us straight into the next task. So you can see here that this one, we're still looking at historic tests, but we're looking at this in a bit more detail in this section here. And we've got the tutorial video that covers for task 2, and this one's only 20 minutes, and it'll go through again what you need to be able to do to complete task 2 in your spreadsheet workbook. And again, if you do have any questions or anything at all, it's easy for you just to give us an email and let us know. Okay, so I'm just going to go back to the course page. I'm just going to go back down here. I'm going to say I'm just going to click on additional practice. So again, I'm just going to view that as a student. Just going to go into additional practice so you can see how the additional practice is structured again inside the actual course. So you can see here, it talks about the additional spreadsheet practice, and you can see here there are 8 additional tasks in the spreadsheet practice here. So you've got your workbook here that you work through, and then you've got the answer that you can check to see how you've got on. So in this first section, we're going to be looking in more detail and practicing more on if statements, conditional formatting, using notes, absolute cell referencing, and formatting as well. So once you've completed those, you can then take the quiz. And again, I'll just go into the quiz so you can see. So again, in this one, we've got 10 additional questions for you to practice on indirect tax, and they're going to be covering the registration threshold, historic test, and future test. So you can see that when you are completing the additional practice, it's covering the areas that you've covered within each of those sessions. And that's going to help you to master the concepts of spreadsheets and the concepts of indirect tax, but it's also going to help you to learn how to master the concepts of both of those together, which is exactly how the Advanced Synoptic will be testing you. You'll be testing your accounting knowledge and using a spreadsheet to complete accounting tasks. So I'm just going to take us back to the home page. So as you can see, just going to scroll back down again, just so you can see here all the areas that we're covering in each of these sessions. It does emphasize what we're going to be covering on indirect tax. When you get into each of those sessions and watch the introduction video, it will explain exactly what spreadsheet skills from the AAT spreadsheet skills list that we'll also be covering in each of those sessions as well. Now, the course is designed to help you revise for both indirect tax and prepare effectively for the AAT's Advanced Synoptic exam. But don't take my word for it. Head over to my website using the link below in the description and try it for yourself for free. And if you do have any questions, you can contact me on the email that will appear on the screen in a second. And I hope to see you in the course soon.